much for being here. Sorry for that break in transmission. So I'm here to explain to us in detail, like I was saying, the basic three value containers we have in business. Okay, value is what we actually trade with when it comes to business. That is what we exchange, with money to solve other people's problems and meet their needs. But then again, value in its raw form may not really do that much, um, you know, for people in terms of meeting their needs, helping them to solve problems until value is refined, well packaged in either of these three containers, packaged in either of these three containers. Okay. And so this is what I'm here to explain to us. So the title of this live broadcast is Understanding the Three Value Containers. Understanding the three value containers. So to quickly delve into that, the first one is product. I talk about all of these things um, all of the time. I come on air to speak about business and strategies. Okay, so the first value container we have is product. In other words, when you have a value, not even when you have a value, every man has a value because to every man, God has given potential. Because the word of God says, is God who gives power to make wealth. In other words, God has given all of us power to make wealth. That is the potential, the talent has given unto us. Okay, so that is where we begin to refine our values from. That is what we develop, we work on to become valuable in life. And again, for our value to be transactional, we need to package the value in either of these three containers. So the first one, like I was trying to explain, is product. You can't really solve other people's problems, helping them to meet their needs, to achieve their goals without repackaging that idea, repackaging that value into a product that they can now lay hands on, that they can now make use of, that they can now consume to achieve their own goal, to solve their own problem. So, product is one of the containers in which we house our values for transactional purpose, to solve other people's problem, to help other people to achieve their goal. So, if you have not been able to rearrange your value into a product, it will be difficult for you to sell it. Write this down. Again, I said there is no man, there is no one without a value, without potential in him, in her. But the difference between either are you making money with it is the fact that you have not been able to refine that value, repackaged as a product. So product is one of the container through which we transport, through which we house and transport from place to place to solve problems for others. And again, don't forget, not everyone may be willing to consume that your product. And that is where we discussed or we talk about target audience. So from the population across your local environment, across your state, across your country, across the globe, there are people who may be interested in that your product, in that your value that you have repackaged as a product. So don't be discouraged. Don't say what I have. I don't think there is anybody out there who will be willing or be interested to buy from me. There are many people. For the fact that you know it doesn't mean that everybody knows it. There are many people out there who are ready, who are looking for what you are carrying. Just cast your mind back to the era of trade by barter. Then some persons were holding goats, some were holding plantains. And you can imagine that somebody who was holding a goat, a full live goat, was looking for a bottle of oil, a bottle of palm oil, just to make an exchange with by barter. And so, what you are holding right now, there is someone out there who is looking for it, who will be glad to see it, who will be glad to hear about it, and make an exchange, a transactional exchange for that. Then he will be happy that he has received a solution to solve his own problem. And also, you will be happy that you have received money. You have been able to monetize your value. Think about all of these things. Think about all of these things. So that is one of the containers through which we um, house our value. So the next one is service. Is service. Like I said, what you have, the value you have, you can repackage in either in the form of service or in the form of products. Either you can repackage it to make it something tangible, a product that people can consume, people can make use of to solve their problems, to achieve their goal. Or it can be a service that you render also to help them solve problems. It could be a service in different ways. So you can sit down from the wealth of your value, put some things together, put some things together. There are so many things you can do in this era of digitalization. There are so many things you can do. Put some things together in form of service from the wealth of your value, your experience, your knowledge. Put some things together and put it forth. You will be surprised that thousands, hundreds, and thousands of people across the world will be interested to buy from you. So, what are you waiting for? There are so much already in you. There are so much already in you. For instance, if you have a 9 to 5 job already that you are doing, you have developed over time so much value in you. Because for you to be engaged in doing 9 to 5 job, it means there is something you are giving in exchange of the salary you have access to at the end of every month. You are not empty. If you are empty, no employer will engage you. And so if you have a 9 to 5 job you're doing right now, you are many steps ahead in the process of wealth creation. So put all of those things together. You can put them together in the form of product, like I said. It can be in form of a book. Let me open up to you. It can be in the form of a book. That is a product. Sell it, you make money. It can be in the form of, a program, a teaching program, a coaching program. That is a service that you can render as well to make money. Do you understand that? Very good. So that is number two of the three containers we have to house and transport our values from point A to point B to help others solve their problems as well as solving our own problems too. Because by the time you see people buying from you, you begin to make money, and that will also help you to refine more on your offering and also help to meet your needs, solve your problems. So it's a two-way thing. Okay, so the last one I have on the list of three is skill. The skill. So we can as well transform or repackage our values in the form of a skill. Form of a skill. Yeah, a form of a skill. Form of a skill. For instance, if you maybe as a female, you have some creative ideas on how to, on how to design some things, have You have passion for fashion, designing of clothes, and all of that. You can learn how to do that in practice. You can learn how to make hair in practice. You can learn how to do so many things with your hands in practice. Those become skills you have built from your value. And with those skills, with those set of skills, you can actually begin to, um, solve other people's problems, helping them to meet their needs, helping them to achieve their goals, and in return, you make money. So these are very simple. And again, don't forget, when we talk about business, there would be no business without these three vehicles of values, these three value containers, you know. And if you're successful in repackaging from the wealth of your value into either of these three um, um, value containers, you can over time build a business in that line. For instance, if you have a product well arranged, you are selling and you are getting feedback, you are getting testimonials from your customers that your product is working fine, then you begin to grow your customer base from that line. And over time, that becomes a business for you. If you have a service line you're rendering, you know, helping people with, over time, that becomes a business for you. Because all you need to do is just to sit down, put some steps together as a process from the beginning, the starting point of crafting your value into either of these, and how you are able to market it. Marketing and sale, very key elements of business as well. So how you are able to market it and transform value, monetize it, and then you repeat the process, you achieve the same result. Over time, that becomes a business for you. If you watch very well, that is what people do. Most of them do online. When they say, I have something to teach you with, sign up. This is what I have. I have a coaching program of 3 days, of 1 days. If you do this, this is what will happen. That is a value. That is a value repackaged in the form of a service, a coaching service. And you will be surprised that at the end of that month, when they must have gotten so many signed ups, and then at the end of that program, sometimes next month, sometimes next 2 months, sometimes next 3 months, they will come up with the same advert again. That is what they keep doing. They repeat the process for same result. They keep repeating the process for same results, probably with higher profits. Because the more persons sign up, the more money they make, and that becomes a business for them over time. And then from that income, they put something aside, savings, and then set up another business beside that. And that is where you begin to hear multiple streams of income. That I have so many businesses I'm running. But the truth is, they started from somewhere. They started with just one at a time. One at a time. That is the concept of one problem, one solution. One problem, one solution. This is very important. Okay, I think I have done so well to this topic today. And don't forget the topics to remain: understanding the three value containers. Understanding the three value containers we have. So very important, very key. Okay, so I think I have to wrap it up here. If you have any question, if you have any comments, if you have an additional container you think I didn't cover, please, you can do well to drop it in the comment section. And so I'll pick it up and then work with it some other time. Okay. Most especially Vivian, I'm so happy or here because you have been around from the beginning. I can still see your name. Thank you so much. Think I have to connect with you, share some insight further with you. But then again, any of you watching me right now or that would watch this clip later after now, please do well to share this video, um, to follow, to subscribe, and be part of this um, platform. Okay, I think that is the only thing I would request from you to support what I'm doing here. All right. Thank you so much. And if you have the same concept in your mind that you've not started, please start today. Start today. Don't say you don't have so much to start with. So long you're watching me right now, it means you have all it takes for you to start. If you have your smartphone with you right now, which I believe, it means you have all it takes to start. Start from somewhere. Start from where you are. And as you begin to grow, so many perfect procedures, instruments, tools, and patterns will be opened up to you, you know, to innovate with. That is business. When I tell you I teach business, I teach strategies, I speak from experience because I actually have relevant credentials in these regards with over 10 years of experience across different industries.